Okay, so my company's name is BrightSide Success, and we're happy to have you here. After this presentation, I'm going to have more of these. So Corey and I are going to do the bright side and dark side of AI. AI is just fascinating these days. There's some good things we've learned and some bad things, so you'll see that out there. We've got finance for leaders and a bunch of other ones coming your way. So know that each month I'll host one of these free workshops that you can attend and then hopefully learn with us. Okay, I always like to start with some sort of clarity for the meeting. And so, show your value clearly and consistently. When I see resumes these days, and I know there are people that I've worked with for years, I look at their resume and I go, this resume doesn't really sound like you. Let's make this show your value, your impact, and how you do that. And so that's why I put this quote here today. We're going to go over 5 tips and then do these live resume reviews. Okay, so like I was saying, most resumes don't show the clear value. They don't show who you are and what you've done. And just think about it. These hiring leaders and these recruiters, they don't know you like we all know you. And so make sure that you are showing who you are in your resume. And we're going to make that clear today and go through that. So I need your engagement today. And so we do use the chat quite a bit. So in the chat, let me know if you want us to review your resume. Please be brave. Let us see your resume and go ahead and put that in the chat. Kim, let me know how those are coming up. Are we getting it?
We have 2.
We have 2. Oh my gosh. Yep. Okay. I thought I was going to be all by myself. Okay, good. Very good. Okay. So a couple things related to resumes. The first thing that you have to do with your resume is you have to get through this AI robot. There's no more somebody looking at it and they see your resume and it looks beautiful and glowing and they go, I'm going to pick this resume. Nope, it's a robot. It's called the ATS, the application tracking system, and you want to get through that system. It doesn't matter how pretty it is. It doesn't matter what kind of font you use. It literally just has to get through a system. In fact, your resume will be very boring looking to get through. So I know a lot of you like to make things look pretty and fancy. That will not work in today's world. You've got to get past this ATS system first. Then you want to get past recruiters, and then you want to get past the hiring leaders. So just know that this is something that we're going to be talking about in very great detail today. So let me show you a couple of things that I do. In the notes at the bottom here, there's a prompt, and this is literally the prompt that I use within ChatGPT. For AI, I use ChatGPT, I use Gemini. I used to use Copilot, but not so much these days. I know, Kim, you use that a little bit more than I do, but I've really liked Gemini lately, but ChatGPT is my next favorite. And that's the prompt that I put in there when I look at resumes. I say, review the attached resume for ATS and give suggestions. Let us know and give me a score and then suggestions. And so we're going to actually go through that today. This is the sort of thing that I do. I type in this, and then I say, give us a score. Okay, so I'm going to move on. Kim, let me know if this keeps going with me as I move to different screens. I'm going to ask it to do just that. In fact, I just did in this last one, so I'm not going to type it again, but I literally just typed this into the chat. I said, review and give an ATS score. And so I attached, this is ChatGPT. For those of you that know, I do pay for the service for ChatGPT, but we found that even if you don't pay for it, you can use it for a couple of these types of things and it'll still keep doing the work for you. So I've typed in review and give an ATS score and suggestions, and I put in the one for Angela Johnson. Let me show you that resume real quick just to orient you to that. So I put in this resume. Angela Johnson in the real world is a comedian. This is not her resume. I'm just using it for purposes of demonstration. But this resume is very simple, very detailed, and not super, super exciting. And that's okay. That's exactly how it has to look. It did get a score of 92 out of 100. We want somewhere 90 to 100 for a strong ATS score. And so this is what it did. And then what I like about ChatGPT is it then told me what it did well, use these keywords, it liked this, it liked that, it liked these sections. I actually used ChatGPT to write some of those sections. And then it gave me some suggestions for improvements. So it said, hey, it looks like Angela Johnson is looking to be an admin. And so as an admin, these are some keywords that need to be added to the resume to be picked up. Any job you put in there. Yesterday, I did one for a client, and it was for a program management job. That job I put into the ATS and said, make sure you look at it to do this. And it gave me different words. So it does customize it for the type of role you're looking for, which I think is fantastic. These chats are very smart. So, okay. So then add specific engineering operations keywords. And so it just said, hey, there's some engineering words in here about engineering operations. Let's add some more there. And then it does give me some tightening of the bullets. And you can then make these changes. Then it says, hey, these are some other things you can add, which would be really cool, but it boosts your score. And so some of the things it will ask you to do is put percentages in there to make sure that your results are very clear. Don't just say, I did cross-functional workflow efficiency. Say, I increased the workflow efficiency by 30%. And so this is exactly what it's looking for. But if I make these changes to this resume, I will get a 98. I want to get as close to 100 as I can. I just want to get it past everything and get past this robot. Okay, so everybody with me? Kim, that makes sense? You can see it all okay?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so that was what our ATS will be doing. We want to do that first. That's with our ChatGPT. Next, recruiters and hiring leaders. They look for different things. I've been a hiring leader for many years, and I can tell you I only look at a little bit of your resume, and it's usually at the top. And most people go, you didn't read every line. I worked so hard on these 2 pages. Nope, I only looked at the beginning, and I looked at your last job. Recruiters, they are looking for keywords just like the ATS, and so they're looking for the skills. They often look for tools a little bit more, I've seen. And so recruiters will look for that. But keep it very professional, keep it very simple, and quite honestly, keep it boring. Okay, some tricks of the trade. These are things that I've been doing for many years, and I want to show them for you real quick. Let me get my resume up. So this is my resume. I don't really live in Florida, but it looks like it'd be a fun place to live. And so I put that on there. Some of the tricks of the trade here. So always put your name, and then if you have anything that you've received, like I have an MBA, so put that on there. If you're PMP certified, put that up there. And then underneath your name of your resume, you want to put the job that you want. Now, I just use this generic word, but every job I apply for, I change that. So if it's Chief Information Officer, I change it. If it's CTO, I write CTO. I literally want it to match the job I'm applying for. So go ahead and update that for everyone. I know it will be tedious, but it will help you get connected and get the interview. Then put your address. You don't have to put your full address, but I do find it gets through the ATS better. Don't have to type it in every time you apply. And then I do recommend creating an interview email. Interview emails are just another email box you create just for emails. So I create like Denise Lynn's Talent, or this one is, just an interview one that I created, because what I find is when I apply for a lot of jobs, I do feel like sometimes these are not real jobs that are there, and they're bots that are looking for us, or they're just phishing attempts. So that way it keeps all that mess and noise in its own email system, in its own box. And then when you find the job, you can go ahead and delete that. I just hate all the junk that comes into my normal email. And so it keeps it nice and clean and keeps you safe. The other thing I suggest, tips and tricks, is this LinkedIn. You want to put your LinkedIn in there, but if you'll notice your LinkedIn name, the link for LinkedIn that you get, often has a really weird number after it, or letters and numbers, just to make it unique. You can go ahead and change that. So mine was like Denise-Lintz and 556 or something. I took off the 556. I think I had to add a dash. There may have been another Denise Lintz in the world. I'm not sure. And so I changed that to match accordingly. So these are just some of the tips and tricks, and I'm only at the first 3 lines of your resume, but it does help make it cleaner and nicer. Okay.
There's some questions.
Okay. Help me with the questions.
Okay, from Robin.
Yes.
She has 2 questions. I've seen some job applications specifically ask if you have used AI for your resume. What are your recommendations in those cases?
Yeah, I told them for sure I use AI. I don't know how I do anything these days without AI. I do tell people, like sometimes you can put that in your cover letter, you can put it in a note that says, hey, I use AI to get the job done and be efficient with my time. I have used AI to craft this. But if you'll notice, there's everything that you do, you craft it, but don't let AI just write it for you. That would be the only caution I have is don't let it completely write it for you. It will lie, it will get things wrong, it will hallucinate. And so when you answer that question, if asked, say, yeah, I've used it to help me edit, but it didn't write the whole thing for me. I did read it and make sure that it is what I need it to be. Does that help, Robin?
And then the next question she had is, what if you have several degrees and certifications? It becomes very messy to try and show them all at the top of the resume. What do you suggest?
Yeah, for that, I suggest just putting the top one or the most important one for that job. If it's a project management job, you probably want PMP there. If it's something where they want a higher level and they want your MBA as a requirement, I would put that at the top. I would not put everything. Then at the very bottom, you can go ahead and put all the other things that you have. Like I put board cert, sort of board service that I do and things like that at the bottom. But you don't have to put everything at the top, just the key ones, what you want them to see. Any other questions, Kim?
Not right now. She said yes. Thank you. That helps.
Good. And this is an art, not a science. So even the things that I've told you, this is by me helping many people get jobs over the last 2 months. I mean, I went one day and I wrote down how many people I worked with to get jobs. I think it was like 31 people. And one was even my son who was included in that list. And so that's where I'm getting all these tips and tricks from is things that worked for them and worked for me as I was working with them. Okay. Let's keep going. So I went through most of the things here. This is my resume again. These are the names. This is things related to the JD. One other thing I think I forgot to mention here is I do suggest putting awards on there. Like if you win some awards, I know like at US Cellular, we had the top award, put that in there. That's really important to show that you've won some awards. You have to watch the ATS a little bit. This one I have a box that does not get read very well. So I suggest you put it somewhere either at the top or notate it. But I think awards are important to show. Remember, these people don't know you, but so you have to teach them about you as much as you can in a very short impression time. Keep in mind, recruiters and people that look at your resume only look about 6 seconds. So it gets through that robot, it gets through the ATS first, then somebody's looking at it. And I can tell you what I would look at is I would start with the name. Maybe I'd look a little bit at the summary, look at the key things, and then I would go straight to this first job. And that's where I would start looking. That's about it. I didn't go to page 2 often when I was looking at resumes. I didn't mean to be mean, but I had a lot to do. And so I was just really looking at current skills. Okay. Lots of tricks of the trade. If you have questions, let me know. But all of this stuff is listed here and you can watch it later if you want to do more with your resume. Let's see what else we got. Okay, show your value. The third tip is really make sure you provide the value. That is where you will do something related to a percentage or a number or something where you add a discrete number that shows your value. So you increase productivity by X%. Now, I know every day you didn't sit down and write down the amount of percentages, but you can do your best estimate. Sometimes we're not even working at the job where we were tracking all that. Do your best guess. Really, it's so that you can have a story to tell people when you get into the interview and say, we used to write all of this out manually and it would take 2 weeks. And we knocked it down by 50% because we were able to do it in half the time. Use some percentage that you can tell a story to yourself in your resume as well. Okay, we're going to take a look at another resume here. Let me move over here to Mr. Robert Smith. Now, Robert Smith is somebody that is from the band The Cure, so he's not a real person. This is not his resume, but we did use a real resume to create this. This resume actually came from working with a partner, and the partner helped with the resume. But I've seen a lot of resumes come from this partner specifically. And the thing that bugs me is this uppercase, lowercase thing going on. And so I recommend don't use this font, because I don't know about you, but I start to look at this font and I get really, really frustrated that I'm not able to tell if it's uppercase, lowercase, what is it doing? And, it looks spaced weird and things like that. So take a look at your fonts, keep them nice and clean, make sure they're ones and make sure they're ones that look nice when you do them in all uppercase. The other thing I suggest with this resume is there's a line right here. And while that looks really, really nice, sometimes when you send these out, they don't send right, or they go into another formatting tool. So I've seen a couple of these where they'll put a line in the resume, and then for some reason it'll cross out the line before, because it'll garble some things together. In that case, if you're really tied to this line, put it in a PDF, and then when it gets sent to the recruiter or to the hiring manager, it is in the line where it needs to be. A couple other things. This resume just looks weak from a quick observation, and it looks like it doesn't have a lot of detail. It does list controls, like it does total things, which is great, so I can see some metrics there. But otherwise, it did look a little bit weaker than I wanted to see on this resume. Let me show you what we put together for this one as a post resume that hit the ATS just right. So this one, running it through ATS. ATS didn't write this for me. I'll tell you that. I wrote it, but I did take all the suggestions that ChatGPT gave me to write this. And it is boring looking. It's not as cool looking as the other one, but it does have all the components it needs. Like, it starts with, just the information at the top we talked about, has the job, has multiple jobs that the person is applying for, has a summary that has a lot of keywords to hit ATS. And then it does have a boatload of core competencies. These core competencies, it seems like a lot of info, but this is what gets the hits. This is what gets the searches. And so you want these in here. I do tell ChatGPT, please alphabetize these and please put a pipe between them. So I didn't have to do any of that. It did it for me. And so I even asked ChatGPT, hey, make a list that will get a very high ATS score. And that's what it put in here. And then when we get to this part, it starts to show percentages. Like we did reduce mean time to repair and all these other components about, the releases, not just there's 200 servers, but we did patch to a certain compliance ratio from 78 to 99. So we are showing improvement in what we did. But this resume then got I think it was a 92 ATS score. So not perfect, still can keep working it through ChatGPT, but it's definitely on its way. Okay, so let's see. I did put in here the actual prompt I use, because what I find with ChatGPT is there's a couple things I had to keep telling it over and over again, like no long dashes, and please alphabetize this, like I just talked about with the long pipe. I can put this in the chat if you guys want the actual prompt that I use, but if you notice, the paragraphing was a little bit weird, and I wanted to make sure I use a font that was a certain size, and I wanted the name to be a certain size. So I just tell it very directly what I want it to do, and it builds it for me. It's been very helpful for me to build these things within a day. I had a client yesterday, needed a resume that day. We got him a resume that same day, and he's able to apply for jobs. And using ChatGPT and all these AI tools helps us to do that fast. Okay. Let's move on to LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is something that we all should be using, and it's not really for us. It's more for recruiters and hiring leaders, but want to go through one. I'll look at mine specifically. So looking at LinkedIn, you want to communicate with clarity, and there's a couple things here. One, your name should be clear. You can also put the MBA there if you want. Under your name and in this area right here in LinkedIn, you need to have the titles that you are applying for. This section here is how recruiters will search for you in the system. So LinkedIn, very important because it is used. I have the Sales Navigator tool and all those tools, and I can see how you can do these searches. And this is exactly where you want to have that information. There's an about section. There's all these sections. Those are all great. I can't really search through them, but I can search through this section right here. The other thing you want to look at is how many followers do you have? You want to have over 500. So start making friends, start connecting with people, and go from there. And then as far as the URL, you want your URL. And this is where you can make that change that I said. You want that to be nice and neat. It just looks like you've taken a look at it. Otherwise, it looks like you've never really used LinkedIn and you've never cleaned it up. Take a minute, make it nice and clean. And then the open to work. So just like all of you, I've been in the field where I'm looking for a job, and I've never found a job by that green thing that says open to work. I actually don't like it. I kind of get the ick about it. So my suggestion to you is don't use it. Recruiters, you can say open to work, but not have the green slash on there. I think it just shows that you're doing it kind of behind the scenes, but people who know you and want to hire you, they will look for you here in LinkedIn. So my suggestion on that is visible only to recruiters. Okay, Kim, well, we are getting to the end here of my prepared speech, and we can get into the looking at actual resumes. But before we do that, I just want to let you know that all the things that I'm doing here today, it's part of my company. So while I give this free service here, I do also offer this for coaching. I've got a special out there today on my website. So go ahead and take a look through the QR code we have in the corner and take a look. There's a deal out there to get your resume looked at, and it's a month of service where I can help you through many of these type of situations, because it is very agile. How you're working for this job, how you're looking for that job does change as you work through it. I also have regular coaching, which is just working with Denise to grow and achieve your success. And I have 1 month and 3 month coaching experiences out there as well. I am booking up with clients, so thank you to all of you who have been helping me with my company, but I can always use more. And I have time for people in January, starting in January. I'm all booked up for December, but I can start to take folks in January again. Kim, so I'm going to stop sharing. You can help me figure out who wants to share their resume, and then I'm going to ask you guys to share your resume with me.
Justin was the first one.
Okay. Hi, Justin.
Yeah, I just realized I put the open to work green thing on there, and now I'm like trying to take it off.
You can keep it on. You can keep it's a style thing. I tend to not like it. So there's no judgment. It's just perspective. Yeah, don't have to do that. So yeah, let me know if you want to share your LinkedIn or your resume, whatever you want. Go ahead and share your screen so we can see what you got. And thanks for being here, Justin. I know you've been following me on all the fun things we've been doing, and I do appreciate you.
This is my, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it. Okay,
Yep, sure can.
So a couple things come to mind right away. First of all, you have a professional picture, which is good. We don't want a picture at a wedding or anything like that. We want it to be professional, so that looks good. You have your MBA on there. That looks really good. I'm trying to give you the good things first, okay? You have an amazing career, right? You've got all the great things listed there. A couple things that just really hit me first is that you've got just the basic picture that comes with LinkedIn in the upper part. Find something that resonates with you. Have you given a presentation where folks have taken a picture of you at work? Have you gone to a conference that really just spoke to you and you took a picture? It's something you've taken a picture of. Also, LinkedIn has pictures that are out there. So if you're like, I just love Chicago and I love the city, have a picture of the city. If you're like, I don't want to work in the city, do not put a picture of the city. Put a picture of Geneva if you want to work in Geneva, Illinois. Make it aspirational for you. The other thing is you do have to change your URL profile. If you click on that little pencil next to the public profile, you got to change that one. You got to take out the numbers that are at the end. I'm pretty sure there's numbers at the end there. We want to fix that for you. So that's nice. And oh, no, you're fine. You got MBA on it. Never mind. No, you're good. You're good. I take
Okay.
that. I thought I saw numbers. No, yours is good. You can go back. The
It
other
does have
thing,
numbers right here. I don't know.
yeah,
I'll have to
yeah,
figure that out.
yeah. Go click on there when it didn't look like you had numbers on there. Maybe it does. Okay, we can still change that, but you want those gone.
Okay.
Other thing is right under your name, it says results driven. That's really great that you're results driven, but what job do you want? Put the jobs you want and are applying for. If it's product manager, if it's promotion developer, if it's analyst, put the exact job titles that you're applying for
Okay.
and fill that space up with pipes in between. That is how recruiters are searching for you. So they will have trouble searching for you with this.
Okay.
Other than that, if we page down, there's just one more thing that I'm going to boast about, and it's recommendations. If you page all the way down to the end of your profile, you will see if people have given you recommendations, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot,
I don't
but we
think I
want to have
have. Yeah.
we want to have recommendations. So this is where you get to bug your old boss. You get to, bug me. You know me, right? You're in the Black Diamond Charities with me each week. I can talk about your dedication there. Bug everybody you know to give you a recommendation.
Okay. Is
And
this
it
at
takes a
the?
long time, I will tell you that, but Denise told me to do this. And
Yes.
I spent like, I don't know, 3 days sending out messages to people. And because you're going to have people that just won't respond and won't do it, like, or
Yeah.
they'll say they
Right.
will and, because
Right.
they're busy. But I have, I don't know, like 40 or 50 recommendations now. And it
Yeah.
really fills your tank too when you see what people say.
Yeah, it does. It does. It makes you feel good, and
Yep.
people want to help you. And it's kind of a passive thing. It's not like you're going to say, hey, people, look at my recommendations and send it off. But if they're
Mm-mm.
looking you up in LinkedIn, it's just another indicator. And you want all the positive indicators in here.
Okay.
And I will say this, when I sent mine out, on some of them I was very specific. Like, hey, so and so, can you give me a recommendation for this? And then I would send it to the next person, can you give me a recommendation for this? And so
Right.
that I had a variety of recommendations, instead of just a whole lot of generic. I have a lot of recommendations out there for specific things.
Yeah. Yeah. So be brave. Go ask for recommendations. It will take a little bit of time, but it's literally a button you press in LinkedIn. You just have to pick
Yep.
the people and say, please recommend me. And so it's pretty easy to do.
So it's on the. You said it's on the bottom of
Yeah,
it.
it's usually on the bottom. It'll come up if you have a
Oh.
recommendation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any. So.
Yeah. You have to usually ask for them. Folks don't usually just give them out. You have to generally ask for them.
Okay.
If you want, I can show you later how to ask for them. It's in the tool as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Okay. Well, Justin, you're going to get the job. I know it. I can feel it.
I'll keep
Coming
working at
soon.
it.
I'm sending you good vibes coming your way.
All right. Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, you're welcome. Let me know when you have your next version of this. I want to take a look at it. Send me a note
I
when
will.
you change it. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else want to share their stuff, either a resume or a LinkedIn? It's kind of fun to see them live. I never know what I'm going to get. It's so fun.
Angelica was next.
Angelica, Cantos.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Hello.
I know my name comes up Cantos.
Oh, I love it.
And on Facebook, Angelica. So it's kind of funny.
Got a theme.
Okay, I'm going to share you the latest and greatest.
Yeah,
I know.
boring is good. We want boring. Boring. I know it doesn't fill your cup of excitement and artistry, but yeah. Okay. Oh man. Okay, we're getting a good resume here.
I had to, yeah. I did make a change actually while you were talking. I was like, oh, I like the way those little check marks look versus the bullets. So I actually just made that change. So full disclosure.
Yeah, yeah. If anybody wants to just borrow a copy of my resume too, just let me know because I did have mine like professionally done and she put those check marks on there. So yeah, it wasn't me at all. It was professionally done. So take a look at that. I do want to see the job right under your name. I don't know what that is about ATS, but something about right under it is something I do want. And then you're going to have to
You mean
watch the
under
weird
here? Yeah.
right under your name. I don't know what it is about the order. It helps the priority. I want to see it right underneath it. And then you have the fun line, which is beautiful, but just watch when some of these tools mess with them, they move them around and you'll be like crossing out all your information. So just make sure you can have the line, just do PDF when you send it. It can still parse a PDF. I do like you have driving strategies. That's awesome. You will want to put the title of the summary because ATS is boring, right? ATS is like summary, say the word summary, have the summary. So initially I was saying don't put a summary title there, like it's obvious, but what I'm learning from ATS is you do want it. So like you have core competencies spelled out, you
Put
want
it
to say
here. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
you want to say summary. Yeah. ATS, it'll tell you that in ChatGPT if you put this through, I'm pretty sure. But oh, look at we're editing. This is like live resume. Awesome. You were like right on top of this. But yeah, summary. And then the other thing that you could do with ChatGPT is you could tell it to alphabetize your core competency, which just looks really nice and polished. Or
Okay.
you can ask it to do it with a pipe if you don't like the checks, or just to give you, because you've got all that real estate to the right. That is where I put my awards in a picture. So you can put your award
Here.
the
Yeah.
URL.
Here we go. Can you see it? No? Okay.
Okay, so portfolio management, is that a job title? Maybe, kind of, sort of. You want to make sure that's actually a job you're applying for in there. I also like it's very futuristic. Is that an AI picture? Or is that a real picture?
It's just one of the stock pictures. I had a different one on here. I had this one, but I was really liking this one today.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Justin, pick one of these stock ones. You need one of these on. It's inspirational. I think your picture is good. When you get your MBA, put your MBA on there, which I know is soon.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh,
Yay.
that's so
I know.
awesome.
I know.
That's
Getting all
awesome.
the paperwork now. So
But definitely add more jobs under your name, the jobs that you apply for. Like it might be senior portfolio manager, or it may be project manager. I don't know all the jobs you're applying for, but make sure you have that. And then you definitely have more than 500 connections, which is great. And then let's see, let's page down a little. Your about is good. Let's see if you have recommendations. I think you do. I think I wrote you one.
I got some good ones recently. Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, so you want to have some recommendations there. Very good. Good job. Yeah, and everybody doesn't, look at them, but it just adds a little bit of feather on top. So awesome. That's great. And then also if people give you recommendations, sometimes you can reciprocate back and give them a recommendation too, even if it's your leader, because guess what? They need recommendations too. So that's usually what I try to do. Okay. Well, you are an A+ in your LinkedIn. I don't see a lot there except the job titles because you want recruiters to find you.
Okay, thank you.
I think you did great, Angelica. Okay, Kim, what's next?
Judy is next.
Okay, Judy, you're going to be brave. I can tell.
I am. I'm being brave. You know me. I'm not usually too brave.
I've already looked at your resume, so I know you're good. But this is good. You have your job position you're looking for. Look at all that great info, your linked numbers on it. It's beautiful. You could probably even turn that into a link so they can click on it if you want. Professional summary. Professional summary looks good. Skills are tight. Oh my gosh, this was so long when I first read this. Your skills were page long, right? And that's nice and
I've
tight.
changed it a few hundred times.
Yeah, you are going to have to put this in PDF when you send it to people, though,
I
because
do.
those lines. Yep.
I always do.
Yeah, so that's good. Looks really, really nice. Career highlights, I like that as well. The thing I worry about is, okay, we can still see your work experience. Okay, because think if they don't get to the first through the first page, you want to make sure there's some of that in there as well.
Yeah, and it's only 2 pages, so
Look at that.
yeah.
This is brilliant. This looks really
Oh,
good.
I
You
something
typed
yeah,
something.
yeah. I must have added something.
You could get rid of a space. You had some spaces at the top, maybe, or do your
Yeah, I'm
paragraphing.
probably I was working on something on Friday, so I must have messed something up in here and
Yeah, that's okay. But that's a good check. You want it to be clearly 2 pages because it just doesn't look professional if it goes to 3. So, and the other thing is if you have jobs that are 15 years or older, you don't have to put them on your resume. I know I'm very proud that I was a programmer like 35 years ago, but
I know.
guess what? No one else cares. It's,
This one's a tough one for me though, because I was
It
there
is.
from 2001 to 2015. I just don't know what to do.
I think you can leave that. I think you can leave that. I think it's more of the, I worked at Carson Perry Scott as my first job. I don't think I need that one on there anymore.
No,
But the programmer I did pull off of mine because it was an earlier job. So I did pull that. I worked at Ace Hardware as my first job out of college, but I had to get rid of it. It was too old.
yeah.
So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This looks really good. Judy, you did a great job. And you were very brave.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me
All
know if you
right.
want to look at LinkedIn or if you
Yeah.
want. Okay. Oh, look at that.
I just took off the open to work.
If it ruins it for all of you, I'm sorry. I
No,
wanted to give
no,
you my
no, no.
perspective. I get an ick from it. I don't know why.
I've gone back and forth. I
I've
never
gone back
know.
and forth. Yeah, I even talked to my coach about it, and she said the same thing. Have you ever gotten a job because that was on there? Well, no, but yeah.
Right, and I've read it from other people that have said that it can come off as desperation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Robin even made a comment that said, think about it, if you're looking for a job and you're still at your current job, one benefit to not putting it on there is that your current boss doesn't see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. For sure. Your picture's good. Your background is, that's something that just catches your attention in a positive way. And I love it. It's great. You have the job position you're going for right under your name. You have PMP right after your name. That's amazing. I wouldn't change anything in that. Your URL is great. You have more than 500 connections. You are rocking this. This is amazing. How are you doing with recommendations down below?
I do have recommendations. I
Okay.
probably should get some more current ones. Because I
Yeah,
just
get
have
some.
one current ones. So I'm gonna have to
Get
reach
some
out
for
to some people.
like me that know you. Like let's get.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Hint,
easy for
hint.
me to write it. Yeah, I will definitely do that for sure. I have written so many recommendations at this point. I can't even keep track of how many. But I will definitely do that for you because I enjoyed working with you every minute. And so, I want the world to know. But go ahead and ask people. Don't be shy. Go out there and ask. Let's get it rolling. Definitely good. I like your LinkedIn. It's great.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, we got a couple more minutes here. How are we doing? Got anybody else?
Anyone else?
Yeah, I think I can try. This is Raghu Mandala. Thanks, Dennis. It's great, awesome. I got a lot of tips. I have to do a lot of things. Best one is feedback.
Yeah, don't feel bad because I said something. Don't, it's not judgment. It's all for growth. Remember, feedback is a gift. It's all growth, improvement, positivity. I wouldn't give you the feedback if I didn't think it was going to help you. So yeah.
It's really helpful, and I noted down. Let me start with my resume first.
Yeah, let's start with the resume.
Hey, Denise, while he's pulling that up, there is a quick question.
Sure. What's the question?
What are your thoughts on adding the verification badge?
On your resume?
No, on LinkedIn.
Oh, I think that's positive. If you can get it done, yeah, do it. I'm pretty sure it does it automatically, though, doesn't it? Unless
No, I think you have to pay for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I buy all the things, but
Let me try. Do you see my screen?
I'm a business, so I have all the things with it. I think mine got verified because I'm a business. So, okay. I don't think it makes a difference. If you feel like you have to pay for the verification, I wouldn't do it. I'm not sure I've ever looked at that.
Share.
We got Ross with a question while we're here. Hey Ross, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you for this presentation.
Yeah.
LinkedIn actually lets do it, let you do it with Edge,
Okay.
but they ask you to upload your ID back and front of it, and many people find this creepy.
Yeah, or they don't want their data in somebody else's database, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a
Okay.
real ID, so
Yeah.
kind of giving it to LinkedIn has its ups and downs.
How are they storing it? All that good stuff. Yeah, thank you. You're always my technical guru, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Always appreciate it. Okay, Raghu, we can see your resume. It is
Okay.
very fancy and pretty. I have a feeling that ATS is not going to like it.
So I changed my strategy just recently, 2 weeks before. Initially, I was more focused on some management skill leadership, and later on, I changed to my mind to be more on the technical focused area.
Well, I think you hit on a couple things. One, there's not a lot of leadership jobs out there. And so there's more technical jobs out there. If you even had a leadership type of resume and had the technical aspect in there as well, that would be super powerful. So you could have both. People do need to know how you do your work. Remember, they don't know you. They're just looking at these words. They don't know who you are. So telling them what technology you work with, even if it's, like you said, something you've just taken in a course, that's great. Shows that you're adaptable, you're agile, you can make changes. Couple things on your resume real quick that I see. One thing I would add, just under, we said you have to have the categories. You have area of expertise, but before that you have a summary. I would put the word summary before that summary section, just so ATS can parse that right. You don't want all that good data in your summary to get lost. You don't want it thrown away. Essentially, it'll throw it away. It's like, you're doing great. Can you page the second page? I would love to see what you have at the bottom there. Let's see yours.
Is this okay, the career break? Is it okay to put it? I see it.
No. I wouldn't put career break on there. No.
Okay. Because that's where all the skill set aligns with the current job opportunity. My previous one, because I don't have the cloud technology experience in the from the previous one. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would not put career break there, only because one, it's going to think it's a job when it goes to parse it. It's going to think, oh, I work at career break. I would not do that. I would just add it to your other skills.
Okay. I will add it somewhere in the other skills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the parsing there is just going to think that's a company name.
He's got headers like early career education. So that's all on the left. Scroll up again.
Yeah. Sure.
Some of them are in the middle. Yeah.
Exactly. And some are in the middle. So you got to pick one or the other.
See?
Okay.
So
now you
summary
made it pretty.
technology.
That's her expertise, making things.
That's all on the left. And then you've got areas of expertise and professional experience that's centered. You've either got to have them all centered or all to the left.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. Okay.
And summary, where you've got summary, that should also be formatted just like areas of expertise and professional experience.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you depict military service if over 15 years ago? Would you leave it?
I would leave it in there. I would leave it in there. I would
That's a
put
big
that
one.
because they're going to ask you if you're a veteran, and that is, you want to sell that one as much as you can because it is worth a lot. So keep that one on there. Yes, for sure. Thanks for asking. A good point of clarification. Okay. Well, I'm going to close out for today. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining. It has been great. If you do need more time with me, please go ahead, go to my website, book some time. We could do a discovery call for free. If you need my services, I do write resumes. I do help people with this. I can do that as well. But thank you for your time. And I know that all of you are going to do great. One, because you came here and you took a minute to work on yourself. And I can tell that you're all going to be very successful. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Dennis.
Thanks, guys.
Everyone. Bye.
To fill that space. But know that a hiring leader is only going to look at this for 6 seconds. So you can't have too much at the top. You may want to thin that out a little bit. You have a lot of competencies. You're amazing. We know. But yeah, alphabetizing, and just tell it to alphabetize. It'll do all the work for you. It'll even if you ask it for duplicates, it will reduce duplicates, which sometimes you don't know they're duplicates, but it finds them. They might be closely named, not identically named. So it helps with that too. ChatGPT and Gemini are your friends, so use them. And then selected achievements. Let's page down a little bit there. I think that's okay. I don't know that that's a keyword, so when you do the ATS, let's check that. And then I do want to see results. So you have the dollar amounts. Is there any other results you can pull from that? Percentages, you don't have any percentages. Did you improve anything by X percent? Even if you have to make it up, be a best guess. I'd like to see that in there. And then the chance of me getting to your actual first job is slim to none in your resume. So we want to push some things up on your resume to get to that first job. We want to get to that. Yeah. Okay, so let's page down. I want to see if are you actually 2 pages? I didn't talk about that. I don't want anybody to be longer than 2 pages. If it is, you're going to have to scoot things up. So it sounds like you're 2 pages, which is perfect. You don't want to be too long. You don't want to be too short. If you don't fill up the second page, go ahead and, make a little bit more content in it. But I like the community and volunteer leadership. I think that's amazing. And then your education is amazing as well. So it looks really good everywhere else. Angelica, nice job.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How's your LinkedIn looking? Do you want to look at that? Or
Yeah, we can look at it. Let's see.
we don't have to, but we could. And then Kim, I don't know if you have anybody else, but I'm being thorough.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See if Angelica wants to pull up her LinkedIn real quick here.
Oh, I have to change what do you call it? The